most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly. With me, as always, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. As you can see, looks like there's some things going on. Jive Turkey, why don't you explain what's happening to the people here, my guy?
How we doing, y'all? Great to see everyone. Happy Thursday, aka Friday Junior. Okay, we are inching closer to the weekend. And yes, I got my glasses on. Although I feel like a cool guy sometimes, this is not to try to make it as if I am too cool for school, okay? Y'all, I did have an eye injury, okay? I'm not even wearing my contacts right now. I think it was something that was sustained over the 4th of July. I was responsible. Okay, it is not firework related. I think it was pool related. I know. I did my research. Unfortunately, it shows up days later, and your boys rough out here. We got the bright studio lights, and so I had to give my eyes a little rest. So we're shading up, but you know what? You know what's brighter than this is our future and how bright this card is Saturday night. Let's go, baby. Great to see you, brother. How you doing?
Let's go. I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm doing fantastic. It is a long week at work. It's been a long month at work, if I'm being completely honest. But man, I always love these times whenever we get to spend a little moment together breaking down these cards, whether it's preemptively or postemptively for these fights, and just getting to spend some time with the homie, man. So looking forward to breaking down this one. We have UFC Denver headlined by Rose Namajunas, aka Thug Rose, coming in against short notice contestant Tracy Cortez. Now, Tracy Cortez was actually supposed to fight next week and instead has stepped up a week earlier here. Instead of fighting Miranda Maverick, arguably fighting a much bigger opponent in Thug Rose Namajunas. Very excited to break down this entire card. We will go ahead and start from the bottom here. So, starting at the bottom, we have Evan Elder coming in against Darius Flowers. I'll be honest, not a ton of heat on this one for myself. I'm not going to be betting on this one. I think it will be a good fight. One man has nearly double the amount of fight tenure to his name in Darius Flowers. 29 years old. He's only got 2 years over his opponent, Evan Elder, who only has 10 fights compared to the 20 of his opponent. So literally double the experience here. 12-7-1 is 29-year-old Darius Flowers. Both men stand at 5'8" tall. Both fighting out of the 155-pound division. Lightweight, usually there's only a 1-inch reach difference here. Man, gun to my head, I'd probably say Darius Flowers. But again, I'm staying away from this one from a betting perspective. Nano, who you got in this one? And shout out to Mikey Bats in the chats. I love that it rhymes. So fun.
Hey, great to see you, brother. Great to have you. Let us know your thoughts on the card coming up here. But yeah, this first fight, man, I mean, like you said, not a lot of heat myself either. Not going to act like I am pulling for either guy super heavily, but I do have a horse in this race, and I am biased, okay? So this is coming from a biased lens, and it is because our boy Evan the Phenom Elder is fighting out of Stockton, California, baby. Represent the 209. Come on, baby. I got the number to represent to confirm that he is representing the 209, man. So I'm excited for that. And he is the betting favorite. So, hey, what else I need to say? Vegas agrees with me. I'm going to go ahead and agree with them. He is 1-2 in the UFC, so he needs to get back into the 500, back to a 500% winning ratio. and then get back over on top, get it onto that winning streak, and then into contention. Well, you never know. Lightweight. Wonder if he trains with Nate Diaz and those boys. I hope so. And if he does, then most certainly he's going to put on a show. And there's a reason why he's leading off the card. So I think got to go with Evan the Phenom, baby. Represent the 209. Let's go.
Not mad at it. I'm not mad about it. We typically disagree. We typically go head to head on these types of things. So I'm fine with it. Here we go. First disagreement. You go Evan Elder. I'll go Darius Flowers. Hopefully you're not on medicine next week, and one of us will do a shot as a result. Moving into the next one, we have Josh Fremd coming in against Andre Petroski. Now, Andre Petroski, you might remember or recognize from The Ultimate Fighter. He was definitely looking really sturdy on The Ultimate Fighter up until the finale, right? In that finale, he ended up going against Brian Battle and lost ultimately due to a ninja choke in round number 2. Since then, he's gone on quite a run, be it grappling and MMA, stringing up wins over, speaking of 209, Nick Maximoff, as well as Wellington Turman, Ovin St. Preux in a grappling match, Eric Anders in a grappling match, Phil Haas in a grappling match. He also beat Gerald GM3 Mearshart in an MMA match. And he does have 2 losses that he's coming off of back-to-back from Jacob Malkoon and Michel Pereira, who himself has been on quite a fucking tear, am I right? And if you recognize the name Josh Fremd, again, you probably recognize that name as the guy who ruined the debut for SD Dumas, the Reaper Cedric Dumas. He beat Cedric with a guillotine choke in round 2. After that, he ended up getting the win over Jamie Pickett, who then got cut from the UFC. Since then, he has gotten a loss to Roman Kopylov, who just lit him up with a punch to the liver. It was disgusting stuff, guys. If you like seeing body shots, look that one up. It was nice. It was a really nice one. Most people would have buckled from that, man, woman, or myth. You probably still would have went to your fucking knees if you ate a liver shot like that. Look, I recently got to meet Andre Petroski. Super nice dude. He was like, I don't even want to say heckling Helwani at the Helwani show. He was like joking with him throughout the show. It was fun. And then we saw him the next night at the actual fight card, Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev. Super nice dude. You know me. Very hard to bet against somebody that I've met. If we've met, I'm not going to bet against him. Now, the craziest thing about this entire kind of matchup to me is if you look at their KO submissions and decisions, they're almost identical. 4 KOs versus 4 KOs, 4 submissions versus 4 submissions, and 2 decisions versus 3 decisions. They have almost identical fight trajectories and styles. Honestly, Andre Petroski is a really smart fighter. He's a really strong forward pressure fighter, but we've seen in the past when people out pressure him, when people move forward against him, he kind of looks a little bit like a fish out of water, right? The record scratches a little bit. He doesn't know what to do. And then, it's tough. It's like a GSP. GSP, we didn't see him on his back very often, but when we did, it was a lot, rougher than when he's not on his back. So a lot of these fighters are used to leading the dance, and you see an interesting side of them when somebody else takes the lead and forces them to take a back pedal or a back step. If Josh Fremd is able to go out there and lead the dance, initiate the explosiveness in round 1, he should win this fight. As much as I like Andre Petroski, I just think Josh Fremd is slightly more well-rounded. And again, I just feel like he's a more skilled fighter. But I could also be proven wrong. The Gerald Mearshart win is arguably the most impressive win in Andre Petroski's career. And that one was very impressive, but it was also a split decision. It was very close. And I don't think that if it goes to decision, it'll go in the way of Andre Petroski here. I don't know why I have a sneaky feeling Josh Fremd pulls this off. Nano, who you got?
Ooh, wow. Okay. So your pick is Josh Fremd, huh? You're going against your heart on this one? That's fair. That's a smart pick. That's how you know.
For once.
You might be right. And I was going to say, if you were going with your heart, was going to kindly agree to disagree with you, but that is not the case, y'all. Okay. You actually did go with Josh. That surprised me there. Changed my whole talk track because we are on the same page. Okay. Because I agree with a lot of what you said. Don't need to reiterate or scratch the record or spin it back by any means. We know exactly what's going to happen here. I think we're going to see a forward pressured Andre Petrosky, someone that's coming off 2 losses, going to be trying to march forward. He probably will score some takedowns, might win a round. It's going to be tough, potentially 2 if he doesn't slow down, but that's where Josh is going to have to use all those skills to I'm going to use the word escape that first round from that pressure. Again, find his shots, use all those skills because, again, to your point, he might be the better, well-rounded fighter. But as we know, brother, if you got that dominant ground or wrestling game, you're used to leading the dance, but all of a sudden you're dancing to a new tune that you're not familiar with. And then this individual is throwing you around. He's dipping you. He's sweeping you off your feet. Okay. You don't know what's going on. So all to say, I am leaning Josh Frem here. And this is an even pick 'em on ESPN. I'm sure on DraftKings you're probably getting very similar odds. So the fact that even Vegas is having a hard time picking this, I'm just going to lean with the guy that I like a little bit more, has a little bit more skills. It might be a little more flashy. Maybe we'll see a TKO or something like that. Again, both these guys need to get back in the winner's column here. Let's go, Josh. He's got some friends in us.
He's got a friend in me. Yeah, look, I like Josh Fremd. I like both guys here. I just think that Josh Fremd should be able to edge it out here. And again, if we're just looking at it on paper, Josh Fremd is 3 inches taller, and he's also 3 inches longer. That's going to pay dividends when we're talking about the grappling exchanges as well as the striking exchanges. And I know people will hit you with statistics. 80% of fights or over 80% of fights end up on the ground. Well, let me tell you, but 100% of them start off on the feet. So you have to get it to the ground, right? And if you're eating jabs coming in, it's a lot harder for you to do that. So love to see it. Love to see it. Moving into the next one, we got Luana Santos versus Maria Agapova. Man, Luana Santos versus Maria Agapova. I feel like I've been taking the lead here. I'll let you take the lead, brother.
I appreciate it, brother. I'll be quick because I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I'm going to be biased again here, unfortunately, because I am a big fan of Luana Santos. And not only that, but she is the heavy favorite. So it's going to be hard to make a case against her, right? She's got all the momentum. She's 24 years young. She looks to be getting better each time she goes out there in the octagon. And she's got a good skill set and a high-octane offense, averaging just about 6.5 punches, significant strikes landed per minute. So when she hits you, it's purposeful. She's still getting takedowns. She's averaging more than her opponent as well. So when you really boil it down, although Maria Agapova, I'm sure, is a beast, I'm not too familiar with their game, so I'm not going to sit here and try to find any chinks in the armor, but I'm just going to say that I know what I've seen from Luana Santos, and she's someone that's trending upwards in this flyweight division, and I just think she's going to have a little too much for Maria, but anything can happen at plus 300 odds in mixed martial arts, and I would say in women's mixed martial arts, you never know, right? Nothing's ever a guarantee. Be curious to hear again your thoughts. If you maybe see a way where does it make sense to hedge this at all, or is it Luana all the way? Is she going to find another finish? I mean, is she just that good? I'm leaning Luana, but what are you thinking here from a bettor's perspective, or just how you see the fight going down, brother?
Now, from a bettor's perspective, I think it does make sense to possibly hedge this a little bit. You're getting Maria Agapova at plus 310. She's not a bad fighter. She's actually a pretty damn good fighter. She's 10-4, which doesn't say that she's the best fighter in the world, but look at what she's done. Good old Demon Slayer here. I mean, she jumped into the UFC, and I mean, let's be honest. She jumped right into the deep end against Hannah Cifers. No, I'm kidding. Hannah Cifers definitely did not have the best run in the UFC. However, she didn't have the worst run in the UFC either. We have seen worse. When she first came into the UFC, she actually was 2-3 with her only one loss being from Macy Barber and having wins over Jodie Esquibel and Poliana Viana. So before going on her 4-loss skid, with Maria Agapova being the third one on that, other names you might recognize on that list, Angela Hill, Mackenzie Dern. So Hannah Cifers definitely didn't get an easy run in the UFC. But again, that was the first person that Maria Agapova fought. And Maria Agapova beat her very handily, very quickly in round number 1 with a rear naked choke. Looked very slick. And I mean, if I'm being honest here, she looked like one of those Dagestani folks, even though she's fighting out of Kazakhstan or now fighting out of Florida. But, she's from Kazakhstan. very much fights like one of those Russian fighters where it's, she seems grapple heavy, seems like she's down to get in on a single leg or a double leg as quick as possible here. And shout out Tico Tech in the chat. What up, brother? Glad to see you as always. But again, Demon Slayer she is a beast, right? She is a beast. She has a 1.5-inch reach advantage here, even though she's the same exact height as Luana Santos. I know why you like Luana Santos, the same reason I do. Fantastic marketability skills. I mean, we're just gonna call a spade here, folks. Looking for my morality, like, where are you? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go for Luana Santos here as well, brother. I do think that she gets it done. She's currently riding a 4-fight win streak. Biggest win on that kind of streak, if you ask me, is the win over Juliana Killer Miller. Before that, she beat Bartira Rodriguez. And then after that, she beat Stephanie Egger, who again is another beast. Look, I just think Luana Santos is long. She's strong. She's down to get the friction on. So, ladies, let's get it on. Yeah. I love that you back.
Hell yeah.
I love it. So I do think that she gets it done. And honestly, I think, gosh, let's see what the winning method double chance of victory is here on DraftKings Sportsbooks, because I think she gets it done via decision or submission here.
Okay.
And you can get her by submission or decision at -225, which is better than the straight line. But at the same time, it's not enough better to miss out on possibly winning that.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you hedge it so you make even money, or you go outright and you put Luana Santos on maybe like a 2 or 3 leg parlay. That way you end up kind of hitting heavier odds there.
I like it.
I'll tell you if I end up betting on this one at all. I mean, I might throw it on an underdogs bet. I've been really heavy on underdogs lately. I've been really liking the payouts on that one. But I digress. We'll go ahead and move on to Montel Jackson versus Damon Blackshear, not to be confused with that other Montel Jackson. You know who I'm talking about. This is how we do it. It's Thursday night. We're breaking down fights.
Party's here at the MMAnomaly Show.
Party's here on the YouTube.
2 syllables.
And or Twitch. No, I mean, the joke is too easy to make. So we have Montel Jackson coming in against Damon Blackshear. This is a fight that I'm actually really excited about. I feel like I am going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. So Nano, I'll let you take the lead.
Oh, baby. Oh, hell yeah. I'll be short and sweet here, man. This is a fun one. A striker's delight, I believe. But is this also some of the Damon Blackshear? He said, come on, let's go up and at him. Last time out against Mario Batista, it was a tough loss. But Mario Batista's proven to be a stud. And Damon went out there and he gave him a good run for his money. I believe, what did he have? 2, what were the chokes that he landed? He had some crazy finishes as of recent before that loss.
Got a twister before that.
The twister, right? One of
He's I think the third or fourth person to pull a twister in the UFC.
Insane. So this is how he does it, okay? To use Montel Jackson against himself here. But Damon, I would say at plus odds, I'm liking it. I think they're looking at his record and they're maybe skeptical, they being Vegas or the odd makers. But again, he's got Montel Jackson, a tough southpaw in front of him. They're fighting out of Pura Vida, BJJ. 13-2 record with 7 TKOs and 1 sub. So he knows how to get the job done. He's on a 4-fight win streak here in the UFC. Has not lost since 2020. That was COVID, y'all. Just about most of my relationship with my wife now, my fiance. So, I mean, just again, that's a long time. That's your high school career, y'all. Just put in perspective. Yeah. So all to say, he's good. But Damon he's saying, come on now. He's saying, come on. I like it. I think I'm going to go with underdog here. I'm living in the moment. I'm going to go against the Vegas odds and maybe even against my better judgment. But I just like what I've seen from a Damon Blackshear, willing to go deep. He's a fun fighter, just that you want to root for, and he's young and he's hungry, man. So I'm leaning Damon. But what you got, brother? You on the other side of the fence here, or are you on the hype train as well?
You know, as much as I want to say I'm on the other side of the fence for entertainment value, no, we're on the same side, brother. I know. Crazy stuff. What can I say, brother? We're both riding that Blackshear all day. I like DeMonster Blackshear in here against Montel Quick Jackson. I will say that listening to another podcast, shout out the Anik Florian podcast, definitely one of my favorite MMA podcasts on the web. They were saying that I believe I think John Anik said Montel Jackson has ginormous hands, even though he fights at 135 pounds. And John Anik jokingly said he'll probably need a 6X glove. So, folks, I bought the new UFC gloves specifically so I could compare them to the old ones. Got one of them signed by a couple of fighters. I'm not going to put it on just because it'll be a pain in the ass to get off because it is small as fuck. And mind you, I got an extra large. That's the largest size they had there. So these fighters have to get custom made 5, 6, 7 XLs. But the crazy thing that John Anik said, don't know if anybody else heard this, is that Montel Jackson has larger hands than Francis Ngannou. He fights at 135 fucking pounds. Francis fights at 265. Francis is 2 of him.
That's insane. Not that size of fist always matters, but just think of physics and just think of the.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Of that. That's insane.
If he doesn't have a successful MMA career, go to fucking Power Slaps. The only person I'll ever encourage to do that.
Oh, the slap.
You're hitting the whole, you're encompassing the whole fucking everything.
Oh, man. And if Paige Van Zandt proved anything, it's that MMA fighters can cross over now.
Brother, I mean, I don't know if you know, but when your hands are larger than Francis Ngannou, that means your left hand and right hand each have their own fucking zip code.
That's such an insane, such an insane stat.
Wild, bro.
Such an insane stat. Wow,
dude, man. I mean, and nothing for the zip code joke, guys. The fuck?
Right over my head.
But I digress. These guys both stand at 5'8". There is a bit of a reach advantage for Montel Jackson coming in with a hell of an ape index here, folks. 75.5 inch reach. Now, mind you, I currently weigh about 204. Okay. When I was training a lot heavier, I'd said that if I would fight, I'd fight around like 155, probably lightweight, right? Because I could cut and make that, I think, if I was, had a nutritionist and such. I ate like a kid that grew up in Louisiana. Shocker. Guys, my reach is less than that. Like I have closer to Damon Blackshear's 72-inch reach. I think mine is 74 inches, 73 inches. Dude, 75.5 fighting in the fucking bantamweight division feels like a kind of a bit of a cheat code. I gotta go. I mean, I like Damon Blackshear a lot here. I really do. But I will say this. Neither man has been finished. And I don't know why. Call me the dumbest guy in the room right now. But I like the under 2.5 on this. You're giving it to me at plus 160. Neither guy has been finished. Both guys are finishers.
I like it. I do like it. They do.
It's like Juggernaut versus the Hulk. Like usually neither of those guys lose, but when they fight each other, guess what, dude? One of them's getting fucking knocked out. Sorry.
Someone's getting dropped.
That's how the game goes.
Yeah. Jeez.
Sabretooth, Wolverine. Both have massive healing factors. Both badass fucking characters. Guess what? When they fight, one of them is getting their ass whipped.
I can't wait for that.
This feels like that.
Yeah.
These guys have never been finished. I feel like someone's O has got to go as far as finishes. And I don't know why, dude. I've got a weird feeling Montel Jackson is going to get a knockout here.
I mean, geez, I hope not, but it can happen. Anything can happen, baby.
I do think he gets a knockout. I do think he gets a knockout. So let's see. What's the specific winning method for that? Would be you get plus 400 on that. And then if you wanted to hedge it, you could do plus 450 for Damon to win by submission.
That's solid.
And then if it goes to decision, you do a shot of whiskey and cry about it.
I can do one of those things for sure. Happily. The other one
of those things is going to happen.
The other one will be hard to do with a smile on my face. Yeah.
So yeah, man, I don't know, dude. This is a weird one. I feel like Montel Jackson is very slick on the feet. I feel like he's got great hand speed, but Damon Blackshear just looks very strong. He looks like he doesn't even have to have perfect technique to pull off some of the things he does. He just is able to muscle his way through. And that's a scary prospect for me. But do I pick finesse over DeMonster, right? I literally complimented the dude whose nickname is Quick on his hand speed and DeMonster on his monstrous strength. I feel like very apropos nicknames here, guys. So you know me, dude. I'm a big speed guy. Speed kills. Originally I was gonna go Damon Blackshear, and that is what my heart of heart is telling me. But I gotta go brain over heart. And I've talked myself into it at this point. Speed kills. Give me Montel Jackson. Man. Yeah, give me Montel Jackson. Damon lost to Fareed Basharat, and he also lost to Mario Bautista. Meanwhile, I mean, the only person in the UFC, or only people in the UFC that have beat Montel Jackson are fucking Ricky Simone and Brett Johns, dude. Brett Johns looks like the goddamn Terminator lately. He trains with our guy fucking Armfield.
Yeah, he's a beast. You're right about him.
Oh, man. All right, we're torn on this one. We're doing a shot on it. Give me Montel. You're taking Damon Blackshear.
Yeah.
In this next one, guys, I mean, we're for sure going to agree on this one because we have Jasmine.
Yes, Adavatage.
Coming in against Fatima Klein. That's right. Jasmine is back, and Jasmine is going to get it done, folks, because we are big fans of Jasmine on this podcast. And just in case you don't know how to say it,
it's actually Yes Adavaches, but Yes Adavatage, Jazz Divisius, whatever.
You know what I mean? She doesn't get upset about it. She does not get upset about it. But because we are proper here, we're not going to fuck it up. It will always be Jasmine on this show. We will be betting on her. And by we, I mean me. I don't know where Nano's head is at. I don't even know where the fuck his eyes are at for this show. But I can tell you where mine will be on Saturday. And that is sternly looking forward on Jasmine getting the victory. Nano, who do you have in this fight and why? Tell me why it's Jasmine.
I do like being incognito so you can't see my eyes, but I do appreciate all the sound bites. The longer one I forgot we had, so that was a pleasant surprise there.
It's actually Yes Adavaches.
Yeah, man. I mean, how do we bet against her, right? I mean, she's talented, she's skilled, and she's going up against a woman that's making her UFC debut, which, again, not that I always disregard that, because sometimes, hey, Alex Bejeda made his debut one time, Israel Adesanya, all of these people made their debut in the UFC at some point. But I got to see it before I believe it, okay? In this sense, okay? She's not this prodigy coming in here, and she's going against our girl, the one, the only, Yasmin.
Yes, Adavatage.
I mean, come on. What more do we need, baby? That's it. It's a wrap. On point. As always.
That's it, baby. We got Jasmine in this one all day, baby. And let me tell you, this was not the original fight. No, honey boo boo. The original fight was actually supposed to be Jasmine against Vivian Araujo. And let me tell you, Vivian Araujo versus Jasmine would have been an absolute banger. I mean, it would have been hard to bet on Jasmine against Vivian Araujo because Vivian is a beast, Viviani. But because I'm a big fan, I probably would have went with my heart and probably still put my money on in that one. So now that she's stepping in on a short notice opponent who is making her UFC debut in Fatima Klein, she's only a minus 130. You're telling me I can get my girl, Jasmine, at minus 130? Bro, take my money.
Davidish.
All
Yeah,
day.
it's good odds. I love that.
Davishes, he has a good odds decisions. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take that. We'll take that all fucking days. I love this one. I think this is a fun fight. Davishes is, she's bouncing back right now. She, again, is somebody, in my opinion, that has not had the easiest run in the UFC, right? She came into the UFC, first fight in against Kay Hansen. Shout out Kay Hansen for your outside of the UFC work. Natalia Silva was her next outing. Good Lord. Didn't get a lucky one there. I mean, that is not an easy night at the fucking office, folks. That is not an easy night at the office at all. And then in the one right after that, folks, she was supposed to fight Courtney Casey, cast iron. Thank God that one got canceled. And then she got Gabriela Fernandez, got the win. Got Miranda Maverick. Tough fight for anybody. Got the win. Unanimous decision. And then came in against Tracy Cortez. And man, did Jasmine put it out there. But it just wasn't quite enough to get the W over her opponent, Tracy Cortez, who is now headlining this card on short notice. But I digress. After that, Jasmine stepped out against Priscilla Cachoeira. And what happened? Got the win. She got a Darce choke in round number 3. I didn't even know she was a Star Wars fan, but she fucking got on that girl's neck and said, "Welcome to the dark side." You know what I'm saying? Hit her with some Vader fucking chokes, brother. It was nasty. It was nasty. It was beautiful, and it's always great to see Jasmine get the win. So I think we'll see that again on Saturday, and I'll go ahead and retire the soundbite for the night, or will I? I don't know. We'll see. Either way, good luck, Jasmine, on Saturday night. Moving into the next fight, we have Joshua, not car, not truck. Talking about Joshua Van, folks. Coming in against Charles, not outer G, inner G Johnson. Folks, this fight has banger alert written all over it. I'm fucking stoked for this one. I think that Charles Johnson is one of those guys that has just been handed wrestler after wrestler after wrestler after wrestler. And I mean, Joshua, the fearless Van, is, he's a slugger. Dude's got 6 knockouts, 2 subs, and 2 decisions. I mean, pretty well rounded, but let's be honest, if it all boils down to it, we know what this kid wants to go out there and do. He wants to go out there and throw them hands. He wants to throw them fisticuffs. And it looks to me like those hands are rated E for everyone. So he's going to go out there, and you bet your bottom dollar he's going to want to put it on energy, Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson, however, riding a 2-fight win streak, most recently over Azat Maxim and Jake Hadley. A lot of people were discrediting him going into that Jake Hadley fight. You know who wasn't discrediting him? I'll tell you, folks. This guy. This guy. I knew he was going to go out there and get it done. I thought that he was going to out-grapple him, or rather negate the grappling and be the better striker. And wouldn't you just fucking know it? He went out there and did just that. He landed 88 out of 188 thrown strikes to 50 out of 130 thrown strikes to Jake Hadley's. 70 significant strikes to 48. And what happened? Well, I'll tell you this. Charles Johnson proved that he is a striker, and that's what he wants to do. Why did I say that? Why do I feel that way? Well, because he shot 0 fucking takedowns. But you know what else he did, Nano? I'll tell you before you can even ask. He stuffed 11 takedowns. Now ask me how many takedowns his opponent threw. You don't even have to ask. I'll tell you. 11! So he stuffed all of his fucking opponent's takedowns. He said, you know what? Fuck these wrestlers. Fuck this shit. I'm a Muay Thai guy. You got to let me strike. It's like the I'm a peacock, you got to let me fly thing, bro. So he went out there and he did his fucking thing. I think this is going to be no different, man. Joshua Van's going to want to go out there and strike with him, and I don't think that's going to be a decision that he wants to commit to, because even if Joshua Van goes out there and looks to be the predator, the apex predator in this fucking pond that we call the Octagon on Saturday night, well, Charles Johnson can switch it up. He does have solid wrestling. He has gone against the, Muhammad Makhayevs of the world, the Zalga Zumagilovs of the world, Ode Osborns, Cody Durdens, Rafael Estevam, right? Like, he's fought these guys. So he, has wrestling negation skills. He's going to put that to the test if need be. And he also has the ability to take his opponent down if he is getting hurt on the feet. I think this one boils all the way down to Charles Johnson just being the bigger, stronger, better fighter, and you're getting him at plus fucking odds. I mean, call me crazy, walk me off the ledge here, tell me Vegas knows something I don't. Nano, who you with, brother?
Well, that was a great breakdown, brother. I appreciate the thorough analysis, man. That's why you are the MMAnomaly. That was wise words, my brother. But can't talk you off that ledge. I am going to have to reconfirm Vegas's odds because I do think Joshua, not Sedan, I'm talking Joshua Van, is out there going to go out and put a whooping on our boy Charles Johnson. Now, he is a hot underdog. Don't get it twisted now. That is a good underdog to be looking at. I'm gonna put an asterisk there, okay? I'm gonna pump the brakes in this van. In this instead of a what is the soccer mom mobile, okay?
Pump the brakes on this van might be the best joke of the night.
It fit too perfectly. Yeah, brother. You know, I mean, I think that I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I just feel that there's something about Joshua Van. He just has that it factor. I think something about his striking, something about his willingness to go in there and make it a war, to have an exchange, have a good old fashioned slobber knocker. He's the type of guy that's going to go out there and put on the line. And I like his style. Again, maybe I'm just leaning into my biasness or just trying to make the case in my head of why I want to see him win. But I do think when he starts letting those fisticuffs fly, I mean, he could hurt Charles. I mean, Charles, again, is a legitimate guy in this division. It will be a big statement. But Joshua Van at 10-1 with 3 wins already in the UFC, I think he's poised to go out there and do something big here and take that momentum with him. So I'm leaning on the hype train here with Joshua Van. I think he's got really great skills, and he's got that toughness to him that you really need to be a legitimate contender. I'm sorry, brother. I can't. I mean, me and Vegas, I don't know. We're seeing, I mean, it is a bit heavy, right? But that just kind of reconfirmed my thought around Joshua Van. When I saw that, I thought, wow, that big of a favorite over a Charles Johnson. Maybe it is a trap, to your point. Maybe those odds will shift. There's some more money going in the other way because guys like yourself, a lot of those sharks might see that as something worth nibbling on. But I'm a fool. I'm a sucker. I'm falling right in there, okay? Give me Joshua Van, baby. By decision. It's going to be tough. It's going to be probably his toughest fight of his career, 100%.
I'm not mad at it. I do think that, I don't think it's going to be one-way traffic by any means, but I just think Charles is going to be a step ahead of him, man. And also just, again, looking at what these guys have in reach, we're talking about a 5-inch reach advantage for Charles Johnson, and Charles knows how to use that reach, man. I like this fight for Charles a lot, but I'm not here to walk you off the ledge. I'm here to pat you on the back and tell you I look forward to you doing a shot on Saturday. Or rather on
Someone's getting buzzed.
Tuesday. Oh, man. It's going to be a good week. It is going to be a good week. Now, folks, moving into the main event. Not the main event, but the main card.
It's time!
That's right, folks. It is time, as Bruce Buffer said, to jump into the main card. Now, of course, there are some elephants in the room here. We were originally supposed to get Drew Dober versus Mike Beast Boy Davis. That's not happening. We were supposed to get Macy Barber versus Rose Namajunas. That's not happening. We got some really nice fucking replacements, if I'm being honest, folks. So, without further ado, what do we have happening on Saturday night? I'll tell you what. We have Abdul Razak Al Hassan coming in against Cody Brundage. 12-6 versus 10-6, 38 years old versus 30 years old, 5'8" tall versus 6 feet tall, 72 inches versus 73. I mean, pretty damn close across the board. If you're looking at the Vegas odds, pretty close there too. Abdul Razak Al Hassan, the older man, is a minus 170 favorite. Cody Brundage is a plus 142 dog. I'll tell you, anytime you give me Cody Brundage as a dog, there's a part of me that just wants to pick him. I feel like this dude, when you the more of a dog he is, the better he performs. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but that's just how it is. And if you look at these guys' last 5, they are both 2-3. So it's not like one guy is on a much better trajectory than the other. Cody Brundage has 5 wins by knockout, 3 by submission, and 1 by decision. 2 losses by knockout, 2 by submission, and 2 by decision. Very well-rounded, both in victory and defeat. Standing across from him, is Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Now, Abdul Razak Al Hassan, last loss is to Joe Pyfer. Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage, last loss is to Bo Nickel. So these guys basically lost to two guys that look like they could have been cut from the same cloth, for being honest here. One just happens to be a striker. The other happens to be a knockout artist. Now, looking at what these guys have done in their careers as far as wins, Abdul, I mean, his most notable win, we all know, was that 17-second head kick over Alessio Di Chirico, who had a very up and down UFC career. He's 10-4 himself, right? Before then, he lost to Munir Lazzez, Chaos Williams, who hasn't been that great, and Jacob Malkoun. Nico Price, he has a win over. Saba Hamasi, he has 2 wins over, and they're back-to-back, which is kind of odd. And he lost to Omari Akhmadov, who's still fighting for PFL. So not a crazy bad loss there as far as how that one's aged. I'm going against 70% of votes here on Topology. I'm going to go Cody Brundage. Give me this guy at dog odds. I think Bo Nickel is probably a better overall fighter than Joe Pyfer. And also, I mean, I don't know, dude. Call me crazy here. But I just think that Cody Brundage is a better overall fighter. He's really, really solid as far as wrestling goes. That slam knockout was definitely something to behold. And 4 out of 6 of Abdul Razak Al Hassan's losses have come by way of decision. I see this one being a grindy, windy, mother flipping decision win, or another slam knockout win for Cody Brundage. Either way, he's going to have Abdul Razak Al Hassan looking for that second half of his paycheck. Like, where are you? So yeah, go ahead and give me Cody Brundage. Give me that dog. Nano, who you got?
I like it, brother. I like it. Thorough again, man. I'm just going to piggyback you again on this one, man. Well, we've been on opposite sides, but I'm going to hop on the same train as you on this main event. Kicking us off, Cody Brundage. Ooh, what the glasses do, baby. Looking sharp. Yeah, man, I think the thing is with Cody is he's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's trained with Anthony Lionheart-Smith. He's got all the skills. It is a close pick him. He is the underdog, but at plus 140, it's close. It's not an unreasonable underdog. They know he's within arm's reach, and when you look at his opponent, Abdul Razak Al Hassan, at 38 years old, that scares me. I just think at that age, I mean, granted, he looks to not be missing a beat at all. He is jacked. I wish to look half as good as he does at age 38, and to be passing USADA tests. That's phenomenal. But I just think that, and let me first say this as well. I think you mentioned it too, but 12-6 record, 12 knockouts. So when he gets it done in explosive and exciting fashion. Do I see that happening to Cody Brundage like you mentioned? I just don't think so. It's hard for me to say. I'm leaning Cody on this one, the better mixed martial artist, and from a bettor's perspective, might as well take an underdog because we like doing that around here as well. So we're in alignment, brother.
Let's go, baby. Love that. We love it when that comes together. So moving into the next one, we got Juicy J, Julian Erosa, coming in against C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez. Nano. Man, I can't see your eyes, but I'm hoping by the end of your conversation, I'll see where your head's at. Who are you going with on this one, brother?
I love it, brother. I love it. This is a fun, interesting matchup here. Julian Erosa is definitely a unique puzzle center at 6'1" in the featherweight division. He's a long, just unique puzzle to try to figure out, but I think Christian Rodriguez is going to find a way to get it done. He's somebody that kind of exploded on the scene, beating our boy Raul Rosas Jr., aka Chihuihuis.
Chihuihuis.
I can fit it in. He's a well-rounded fighter, man. He's getting better every time he goes out there. He is on a 4-fight win streak here in the UFC since his first loss here against Jonathan Pierce, who's a tough son of a gun. But yeah, Julian Erosa, man, I mean, his best path to victory is going to have to try to neutralize that wrestling that Christian Rodriguez likes to lean on. And he's going to have to hurt him early and often. I do know he's going to be well coached. He's fighting out at Extreme Couture. So Coach Eric Nixick and those boys are going to have him coached up. They're going to have a good game plan. They're going to know how to find any chinks in Christian Rodriguez's game if possible. But yeah, man, I just think that all things considered, it's going to be a tough matchup for my boy Christian Rodriguez. But I'm going C-Rod on this one. What do you think, brother? You going to Rosa, or are we still on the same page?
Sorry, I had to make it happen, brother.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna overuse that one too. So look, we're not together on this one, brother. I love you so much. I'll give you a hug next time I see you in the near future. But we're not in the same boat on this one. I like C-Rod a lot. I do think that he is a fucking phenom, and I think that, I don't know, if you ask a smarter person, they'll probably tell you that they're in the same boat as you, but I'm just not. I watched the season of The Ultimate Fighter that our guy, Julian Juicy J Rosa, was on. Me and Drew watched it together every Wednesday night on my couch. We were actually a big fan of Juicy J during that season. Kind of an underdog in that entire season. He has beaten Nate the Train Landwehr. Nate the Train got a flying knee knockout on Nate the Train Landwehr in fucking 56 seconds.
His dog's
okay. Can I get a?
Let's go.
Look, I mean, he got a flying knee knockout on our guy Nate the Train Landwehr, and that's not it, right? He got a Darce choke over Sean Woodson, the Muay Thai sniper. He got a fucking another choke over AJ Bryant before that. He got a Darce choke over Charles Air Jourdain. I mean, he got a guillotine over Ricardo Ramos most recently. I don't think this is going to be any different. I think this is going to be a weird match that Vegas says he's going to lose, that 98% of people, let me see what the fuck people are saying on Tapology. I guarantee you, like 80% of people are saying C-Rod. 86% of people are saying C-Rod. So I'm with the 14% non-majority here, with the minority here. I'm going to go with Juicy J, brother. I think he gets it done. And not only that, but I think he gets it done via finish. So if we're looking at the odds here, right, we got Juicy J sitting at plus 195. C-Rod sitting at minus 238. Don't love those odds. I'll probably not very often, if ever, take something that's like higher than minus 200. So if we're looking at a kind of double chance victory, aka what I like to go inside the distance if you go by finish, which is how I think Juicy J is going to get it done here. Juicy J to win by KO or submission, you can hit for plus 500. So, I mean, one unit turns into 6 on just a Juicy J cash.
That's juicy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a Juicy J, bro. I have to go for a fucking walk down the block and smoke a Juicy J after this. Doggy, come on. Put the money in the bank, bro, because the dogs bark in the backyard, kid.
Let's go.
Dogs gonna bark in the backyard, bro. Dogs bark in the backyard.
Oh, baby. Yard.
The dogs bark in the backyard. Yeah, give me that one. I actually love that. And you know what? Do I want to do a half unit on it, or do I want to do a full unit on it? No. Talk me off the ledge. What do I want to do?
Oh, man. It's been a while. I mean,
I'm going to do a unit. I'm going to do a unit on it. I'm going to do a unit on Juicy J to win by TKO, KO, DQ, or submission. If you're betting anywhere other than DraftKings Sportsbooks, I don't know why they go by it this way, but I'm not mad at it because it gives you more options this way. But other books would call it inside the distance, ITD. So again, that's plus 500 odds. It's some Juicy J fucking odds if I ever seen it, brother. Give me that. Give me a unit on it. And let's see if we cash. It's going to be the soundtrack going to the bank, you know what I'm saying? When I win my $10. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, we're gonna put a whole unit on that one, and hopefully 6x our money on that. Also cooking up a little bit of a parlay right now as we break down the fights. As of right now, I've got 2 names on that parlay. I could go back up and kind of nitpick and shit pick and add or subtract, but I have 2 names on there right now. So we got a 2-legger that we're building on. We got Charles Johnson, and we got Jasmine, the one, the only.
Já se dáváte.
And right there, I mean, you're sitting at plus 421, baby. That's plus 1 to a good time. 421. So, bad jokes aside, we're going to go ahead and jump into the next fight, folks. After this Juicy J one, we still have 4 more fucking fights. Hell of a fight card. Gabriel Bonfim coming in against Anje Nataida Lusa. We have Anje Lusa coming in against Gabriel Bonfim. That's right, he's one of them Bonfim boys. Nano, my guy. Nano, my Nano. Dude,
my man.
You have a dog in this race? I know you like them Bonfim guys. Talk to me.
I do.
Talk to me.
Well, until you hit me with that Anja Tida, not Lusa. I mean, it was hard not to. That was one of the better ones you've had in a while. So that one got a chuckle out of me. Maybe want to lean that side, but I got to go with my better judgment here and go with the Vegas favorite, Gabriel Bonfim, one of the Bonfim brothers, one of the Bash bros. Gonna make as another statement here. Gonna have another highlight reel finish on his, I guess, slowly building out resume here in the UFC. Yeah, it's coming off that loss, though, right? I mean, our boy Nicholas Dalby was a tough son of a gun, and he served him up a big old piece of humble pie. But it's his time. Okay, that was back in November of 2023, almost a full year ago. He took the time off he needed, got healthy, and I think he's ready to go out here and make a statement. Like I said, brother, as much as I do like Angel, Tida, not Lusa. But what are your thoughts, brother? Are we arch nemesis again? Or are you gonna join me and the Bonfim brothers' mission to the top?
You don't know the power of the dark side. No, dude, I'll be honest with you, man. Anje Lusa, he could be a little tighter. You know what I'm saying? We've seen them Bonfim brothers have some quit in them before in fights, but I think Gabriel is, as I've stated before on this show, you can check the records, but I think Gabriel Bonfim is indeed the better Bonfim brother. That's right. We're talking about Maratinha Gabriel Bonfim. You can bet if there are Brazilian fans in attendance, we will definitely hear the chants. That's right. Yeah, that's the ones. Which of course translates to "you will die, you will die, you will die." So very, very friendly crowd, and people are like, "Wow, white trash." When we're like, but that's fun.
Society, am I right?
Society, am I right? But I digress. Vai morar, which is you will die. That's what they always chant at the Brazilian cards. They've chanted it a lot of Gabriel Bonfim fights, and this will be no different. He's going to go in there against the last ninja, not the first ninja, not the tightest ninja, a Lusa ninja, the last ninja, Anje Lusa. He's 10-3. The man is definitely strong. He's built like just a shit brick house, a brick shit house. I can't speak. He does have a bit of a reach advantage. That's my biggest concern here, Nano. He's got about 1.5 inches of reach advantage here. 74 inches coming in at 72.5. He also has 5 years of age on him, so he's a wiser man. He's also a ninja fighting out of Kill Cliff. The fact that he's fighting out of Kill Cliff actually gives me less confidence. You know how much of a fan of Henry Hooft I am. I mean, might as well call him Henry Hoover because he sucks just as much. My goodness, guys. The jokes are just going to keep on coming tonight. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm going to speak the truth. We call it no filter for a fucking reason, right? So it is what it is. I think Gabriel Bonfim goes out here and gets it done. The man is a submission machine. That's right. A submission machine. He's only been beaten one time, and that was by knockout. Anje Lusa, he is definitely someone who has the ability to knock you out. It's a fact. He can knock you out. But the last time he did that was 4 fights before he made it into the UFC. So, I mean, I don't want to say anything rude, so I'll just play a soundbite. Sorry. We're going to go for Gabriel Bonfim in this one. And if you look at the betting odds here, there's not a lot of ways that he does get it done, folks. We're going to call a spade a spade. I mean, call me crazy here. Just as sure as I am that Jasmine is going to win her fight and that I'm not done using the Jasmine button tonight, I'm equally as sure that if this guy gets the win, it'll probably be by submission. You can get that for plus 120 odds if you want to get some juicy plus odds on it. Otherwise, if you want to play a little safe, you could play him at minus 340. Obviously, playing him at minus 340, you're going to turn 1 unit into 1.29 units. You're not exactly going to break the bank with that one. Whereas if you do go with the winning method, again, you can bet on him to get it done by submission specifically, which is likely how he's going to get it done, right? And if you do that, then you can turn 1 unit into 2.2. Now, if we want to look at the double chance odds, let's see if we get any juice here. I haven't looked at these previously. I apologize. Usually I'm better about this. But I digress. Yeah, so you can get him to win by TKO, KO, DQ, or submission. So basically inside the distance for minus 135. Now, again, you're still not getting incredible odds here, but you're turning 1 unit into 1.74 versus 1 unit into 1.25. It is essentially like twice your profitability margin there. I would typically go with that one. But again, if I'm betting this fight, which I'm not, saying on the record, if I was, I would go single chance. I would not go money line. I would go winning method of victory, submission, Bonfim. Again, you can get that one for plus 120. Not super juiced odds, but juicy enough to wet the whistle. So we'll fucking take it. Yeah, I like Bonfim in this one, brother. I'm with you. We're aligned as the planets. Moving into the next one, we have probably the most exciting fight on this entire card from just a degenerate fan perspective here. Drew Dober. That's right. Red Rover sent Dober on over. Coming in against Jean Lord Silva. If you're concerned, you should be. We just talked about this guy fighting 2 weeks ago. It's kind of crazy. Kind of feels like a record scratch moment. Kind of feels like maybe this dude is working very heavily on becoming the MMA anomaly of the year. And I mean, if he makes weight, good Lord, he'll definitely be on track for MMA anomaly of the year. Because he did not make weight in his last fight, right?
That's right. Against my boy, Charles Air Jourdain. He did not. That was when we were in Vegas. We were watching it, unfortunately. Watched him piece up our boy. It was tough. But he's a stud, man. And I am surprised to see him back so quick. I mean, I guess he didn't take a lot of damage. And to take this level of opponent and a Red Rover send Drew Dober on over? Sheesh. I like my boy Drew Dover on this one. I mean, don't get it twisted. You may think the glasses are maybe because we're trying to insinuate that we're Jean Silva fans. Maybe you're leaning Jean. But I got to go with my boy Drew Dover. Again, I'm going to go with the savvy veteran, the guy that I've seen go up against better competition and come out on the other side victorious. So I'm going to lean my boy Drew Dover. But well, I don't know. What are you thinking, brother? Are you drinking the Kool-Aid? You buying into the hype?
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm actually drinking a margarita tonight. I know it does kind of look like Kool-Aid, though. So good call out. Good call out, brother.
Got you.
But I digress. I feel like when the odds opened for this one, it was a bit of a trap, right? I think they opened with Dober being the dog. With Dober being a favorite here. No, sorry, Dober was the dog, I think, when it opened. Now it's dead pick'em. They are minus 102 and minus 118. So minus 102, you get Drew Dober. Minus 118, you get John Silva. Pretty much even pick'em odds. I like where your head's at. I like where your pick's at. I'm going to follow you every bit of the way there. Fucking ride the wave, baby. And I'm not going to bet on this one, though. I don't like betting on this one at all. If only just so I can enjoy it as a fan. I like this one as a fan. I just really think this has Fight of the Night written all over it. I also think it depends a lot on whether or not Jean Silva makes weight tomorrow. If he makes weight tomorrow, like he could go out there and piece up our guy. Like Drew Dober, I love him to death. One of the nicest fighters I've ever met, and all the fighters I met for the most part are very nice people. But Jean Silva's got power in both hands, and like megaton power, bro. Like he puts your fucking lights out when he hits you.
And those knees too. Don't forget what he did to my boy Charles there.
These are nasty. These are nasty. The angles that he hits, the speed that he hits them at, and the timing in which he's able to make these plays, man. It's next level. The thing is, you know, if he was fighting somebody that had elusive skill, like a Dustin Poirier or even a Nate Diaz that rolls with those punches when they're eating them, I would be a lot less inclined to bet on a Jean Silva. Drew Dober here lately, more often than not, he leaves his chin right there on the center line just to get eaten up. That's not a good thing to do against a Jean Silva. Jean Silva will eat your shit for lunch, bro. I don't like this fight for Drew Dober. I've met him. He's a nice dude. I will always pick him from a fan perspective, and that's probably like the most why I'm going with him. I'm not going to bet on this one at all. I'm not going to put anything on underdogs on him. I think this could go either way. The veteranship, my heart is telling me, should lead Drew Dober to victory. But Jean Silva has the power to cheat. To an extent. Like, I don't know another word for it. Like I was gonna say, like cheat the fight game, cheat death.
Yeah.
Like he just has the power. He has the power to cheat.
Like that fifth gear, that extra gear that not a lot of people have.
Literally, like he just
Fatality.
I mean, not a lot of people can touch you, and you're like, oh shit, what happened? I was winning the fight, and then I woke up, and then there went the second half of my paycheck because that guy hit me. Dude has power, and his timing. God, his timing is so good. I think I really didn't become so much of a fan of him until we were watching him in Vegas. Like that Jourdain fight really solidified it for me. I thought he was good before. But during that Jourdain fight, I was like, fuck, he's great. Because like he looked better than Jourdain. Like he didn't beat him. He looked better than him. And I like Jourdain a lot. But I digress. Like he landed 11 more strikes than him total, and 11 more significant strikes than him. And he also landed at a 11 and 12% higher clip of total strikes and significant strikes accuracy. So he's a sniper with power. That's fucking deadly, bro.
Deadly. Sniper rifle, baby.
I'm telling you, bro. Dude is literally the sniper. He should like fucking change his nickname to something like the 50 cal Dragunov. Seriously, like fucking the armor piercing sniper or some shit, bro. Because he's got power bullets and just fucking he never misses the mark. Very fucking accurate. As Mike Goldberg once said in a UFC fight right before Anderson Silva, he has some of the most accurate accuracy you'll ever see in the octagon. I'll stand by that. I'll die on that hill. Moving into the next one, we have Santiago Ponzinibbio coming in against Muslim Salikov. Let me tell you, man, if Ponzinibbio doesn't change his goddamn nickname to the Ponzi scheme, it's just such a missed opportunity.
Santiago scheming Ponzinibbios.
The Ponzi scheme, Ponzinibio scheme. It's too easy, bro. It almost feels like low-hanging fruit. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Muslim Salikov is an interesting fight. Get the king of Kung Fu coming in against the Argentine dagger. I mean, if you look up Muslim Salikov, the king of Kung Fu on Tapology, you would think that he was a fighter from 1942. His picture's in black and white. I don't know why, but it is. And then you look up his opponent, and like his picture probably has the most color of any picture I've seen on Tapology. The flag behind him, it's a beautiful picture. Now, Santiago Ponzinibbio, we got to address the elephant in the room here. The Ponzi scheme has, he's been scheming a little bit. Right? He hasn't been very active. Now, since 2019, he has had 6 fights. And in that time, he's had 4 fights be canceled. One of those fights was against Muslim Salikov. 2 of them were against Robbie Lawler. One of them was against D-Rod Daniel Rodriguez. And in that same amount of time, he has lost to Jingliang Li Jingliang, Geoff Hands of Steel Nil, Michel Pereira, and Kevin Holland most recently. Kevin Holland was able to knock him out with a left hook in round number 3. I think Muslim Salikov has way stronger striking than Kevin Holland. It is an absolute beast. Now, the man did recently lose to Randy Rude Boy Brown. Shout out Randy Rude Boy Brown. Big fan of you. He's joined the podcast a couple times. Had the pleasure of meeting him in person at International Fight Week. Honestly, great human being. And I mean, come on. He went out there and got that straight right hand down the pipe. Wow. In round number 1 over Muslim Salikov. Love to see it. Nicholas Dalby was another person that got a win over him, got the unanimous decision in typical Nicholas Dalby style. Very grindy, windy. Now, another person who has had multiple canceled bouts since 2019, right? So since 2019, this man has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 canceled bouts. One against Randy Brown, which he did end up having go through. One against Michel Pineda. One against Claudio Silva. One against Nico Price. And one against, that's right, Santiago Ponzinibbio. So these guys were supposed to fight all the way back in 2021 in January. So this is a fight 3 years in the making. But again, I like Muslim Salikov in this one. I'm just calling it. I think that he gets it done. The king of Kung Fu. I mean, the man is 5'11", has a 70-inch reach. Granted, his opponent is going to have a 3-inch reach advantage and a 1-inch height advantage. I think the Russian goes out there and gets it done. Again, I know Santiago's fighting out of American Top Team, but I just don't think that he carries the caliber that the rest of the American Top Team fighters carry. He's fairly inconsistent with his fighting career. He doesn't fight nearly often enough. And when he goes out there, it's kind of like playing a guessing game of which version are we going to get tonight. And as far as a betting perspective, I don't like playing that game. Muslim Salikov is slightly, even if just slightly, he is slightly more consistent. And I will take that. So give me him at plus 154 odds. Am I going to bet on it as of right now? Probably not. Probably just going to enjoy this one from a fan perspective. But intrigued to hear what your thoughts are on this matchup, Nano.
Oh, man. Great breakdown, brother. But so you're leaning with a Muslim, huh? Salikov? I'm surprised. I'm surprised you're going against the Ponzinibbio scheme here. This isn't a Ponzi scheme?
It feels like a Ponzi scheme.
That's crazy, brother. No, I mean, hey, it's a toss-up, right? Even in terms of the odds itself, plus 160, it's certainly not a far-fetched underdog to take here. So I like your breakdown, like the thoroughness again, brother. But we have to disagree, man. And I think one thing I'm looking at here is that age. I know both of these fighters have taken some time off, haven't been as active, are both coming off losses, like you painted the picture there. But that's going to favor the younger fighter here in Santiago Ponzinibbio. I still think he has a little bit more gas in the tank. He did lose against Kevin Holland, but Kevin will put out a lot of people. That guy is a tough son of a gun. So I think all things considered, I'm just going to lean the younger fighter who I've seen damage people a little bit more often, and that I just feel can go into deeper waters. And let's look at this too. I mean, 30 wins for Santiago Ponzinibbio, 7 losses. He's 37 years old. I mean, he's living as much as he's fighting. Okay, so that experience I think is going to pay wonders. I'm gonna take Santiago on this one, brother. But this is gonna be a fun fight. I mean, you mentioned the Drew Dober, John Silva fight potentially being fight of the night. I think it's a great call. Wish they had that as like something to bet on, but I do think this is gonna be another fun one as well. There's a reason why it's co-main event. I think Santiago is gonna hopefully make this as a statement win and continue to climb the rankings here in the welterweight division. Maybe one last push at that 37-year-old age, which nowadays is, I guess, the new 35. Who knows? But I'm going Santiago here. Ponzi scheme all the way, baby.
The Ponzi scheme, my guy going against me. Well, draw the line in the sand. Yeah, man, you can take the Ponzi scheme on this one. That's fine by me. That's just fine by me, bud. Moving into the next one. You already know what time it is, folks. That's right.
It's time
For the main event of the evening, folks, we have Thug Rose. That's right. Rose Namajunas coming in against Tracy Cortez. And you got to think Tracy Cortez is going to be swinging extra hard, considering Rose Namajunas kind of looks like her ex. I mean, this is going to be a hell of a fight, folks. All jokes aside, and that was obviously just a joke. And, you know, crickets are deserved. It was a bad one. But I digress, folks. Tracy Cortez versus Thug Rose is just a really fun fight, honestly. I feel like this fight might be almost as good as the original. I'm going to ask you before I say anymore. Nano, Thug Rose versus Macy Barber. Thug Rose versus Tracy Cortez. Which one gets you more excited on a Saturday night?
I mean,
from a
really answer that?
perspective.
Okay. Strictly fighting skills, Macy Barber and Thug Rose was definitely going to be the answer there and the appropriate one, and I'm going to stick to that.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been a little bit more excited for Macy Barber versus Thug Rose as well. But I'm still excited for this fight. This is a good-looking fight in every meaning of the word. So we have Tracy Cortez coming in against Thug Rose. Nano, who you like in this one?
Man, as much as I want to root for Tracy Cortez to channel some of her own Dan Ige kind of moment here, taking it on short notice, taking a big jumping competition, a Thug Rose, an ex-champion. This is huge. I love everything I'm hearing from Tracy Cortez as she's living in the moment and taking it all in. And I think if she could really find a way to use her wrestling, that she could potentially make it really, really tough for a Thug Rose. However, all things considered, I don't see a way Thug Rose loses this fight. I think it's going to be 25 minutes of her putting on a clinic. I don't think she'll be able to knock out Tracy Cortez. She's Mexican. She's tough. She ain't going to go anywhere. But it's still Thug Rose's time, man. It's just at 32 years old. I mean, there's not a lot of women on this planet, I think, that can beat Thug Rose in a fight. And as much as I do love Tracy Cortez, to your point, taking it on short notice, she's game. She's slowly gotten better and better over time. I still just think at the end of the day that you got to go with Thug Rose here. She's got all the skills. She's going to be well coached, and she's used to going these 25-minute matches. Maybe if Tracy had a full camp, maybe you can feel a little bit better going into this. But all things considered, man, it's tough to pick against my girl Thug Rose here. So I'm going with her minus 235 favorite. Thug Rose. Moving on up. What you think, brother?
I'm not mad at it, man. I think that's a great breakdown, first and foremost. And I mean, yeah, you're right. She has the experience. She should, on paper, Thug Rose should win this fight. Everywhere this fight goes, Thug Rose should win this fight. But, you know, Tracy Cortez, she's won fights that she's not supposed to win. She doesn't have finishing ability. She has one KO to her name, one submission to her name out of 11 fights or 11 wins. She does have a win over our very own Jasmine.
Yes,
and I mean, that's a very impressive win, right? Other impressive wins are over Maria Agapova, who's also fighting on Saturday, Erin Blanchfield, Justine Quiche, and that's pretty much it. Across from her, we're talking about notable wins. Zhang Weili, Jessica Andrade, Michelle Waterson when she was really good, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Paige Van Zant when she was good, Angela Hill, Tisha Torres before she was Tisha Pennington, Randa Marcos, Joanna Calderwood before she dropped the Calder and kept the wood, Alex Chambers. I mean, What a fucking resume! My God. I mean, if you're in tech sales, that's like saying I've worked for Google, I've worked for PayPal, I've worked for Amazon, I've worked for fucking, are there any other big tech companies that I haven't named? Because I've worked for them. Like, that's what it feels like. So, on paper, Doug Rose should win this. And on Saturday, we should all be doing our best fucking DC impression and just hands up in the air yelling, Doug Rose! Doug Rose! Doug Rose! Doug Rose! But the issue with Doug Rose lately is if we look at her last 5 fights, she's 2-3, right? The win to Zhang Weili back in 2021, which is, 3 years ago now. The win over Amanda Hebus, which definitely has aged well. I feel Amanda Hebus is an absolute beast. Lost to Manon Fior. Close fight, even though he's unanimous decision in favor of Manon. And then, the loss to Jillian Robertson wasn't grappling, but still. And then the loss to Carla Esparza. That loss to Carla Esparza is the most worrisome thing for me here, Nano. I'm not going to bet on Rose. I'm not going to bet on this fight in general. Why? Well, because in that fight against Carla Esparza, she showed that she still has a fear of being taken down, right? And she was dumped on her head before by Jessica Andrade, which I can't imagine wouldn't leave any scars or PTSD to any extent, right? But you got to expect that Tracy Cortez is going to come in here and really look to establish dominance in the takedown realm. The only reason that I'm saying that, Nano, is because looking at her last fight, like, she did attempt that takedown against Jasmine, even though Jasmine was able to go out there and, do Jasmine things and get 2 out of 10 takedowns and stuff the one takedown that Tracy shot. She still went for it, right? And if we're looking before that, Tracy Cortez went 2 for 3 on her takedowns over Melissa Gatto. Fun fact, Gato is how you say cat in Spanish. Big fan of cats, big fan of Mexican food and the Spanish language, and the people. Big fan of the people and the culture and just everything about it. You know what I'm saying? So moving forward, Melissa Gatto, as we were saying, got taken down 2 for 3 times. That's a 66% clip there for Tracy Cortez. Before then, Justine Quiche, Tracy Cortez went 3 for 5 on her takedowns. Before then, Stephanie Egger, Tracy Cortez went 3 for 5 on her takedowns. Before then, Vanessa Mello, Tracy Cortez went 2 for 9 attempted takedowns. Again, she's long, she's strong, she's down to get the double legs on, bro. She is gonna be coming in and scratching records and grabbing ankles and picking them the fuck up. I'm worried. I'm worried that Rose is going to get taken down and just Nama Junior negated into not being able to do a whole lot off her back. And then once she does suffer a takedown, if it takes her a minute to get up, even if it takes her 45 seconds to get up or 30 seconds to get up, from then, is she going to be a bit of a jive turkey in there and just scurry around the cage a little bit and make for a boring fight that Tracy is then able to win simply on octagon control, having the rest of us fans looking for action like, where are you? I like Rose in this one. On paper, Rose wins. I'm not betting on it. So just to play devil's advocate and just to put a shot on it, I'll put my shot on Tracy Cortez here.
I like it. That's spicy, baby. I like it. It's because you're drinking that margarita, isn't it? That's what it is, huh?
You know what I'm saying? We'll do a little side cash bet on the main event. Just you and me.
Oof. Oh, man, that's tough. I like my girl Tracy, but we can talk some now. We can make numbers. I'm in sales. I'm sellable. Come on.
I'll sell you. I'll sell you, brother. Sell me this pen. So that's it for the card breakdown. Moving into the official bets here. Talk me off the ledge here, Nano, because I feel like 2 out of 3 of these are picks against your folks. Or no, 2 of them are actually aligned. One of them is against your guy, though, so you might try and talk me off the ledge. So we got plus 195, dog. Charles Energy Johnson here. we got the one, the only, another dog, Jasmine.
Yes, Davitage.
Coming in this bitch. Minus 130. And then we have Cody Brundage bringing up the rear of this choo-choo train. Guys, I call it the dog park parlay. Even though Jasmine is a favorite, she's still a fucking dog. Okay. And with those three powers combined, it gets us to plus 1,163 on the odds. That turns one unit into 12.63. I like that. Nano, tell me I'm crazy here.
Oh man, I'm not gonna CeeLo Green you right now. You ain't crazy.
Oh, that was nice.
Thank you, man.
I like that.
You ain't crazy. I think it's good. It's a good bet, brother. Lock it up.
I like it. I might have to lock that one in. Yeah, we're gonna have to lock that one in. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the DraftKings bets. So I think I'm gonna lock it in with this 3-pick parlay. I'm gonna do one unit on it. So again, we got Charles Johnson plus 195 money line. Jasmine, the one, the only,
Yes, Davitage.
at minus 130, and Cody Brundage at plus 142, bringing it up the rear. Not bringing it up the rear, bringing up the rear. That was bad. It's live, so we can't cut that. We keep moving. That's plus 1,163 on the odds there. Again, folks, that is one unit, and that'll net you 12.63. We'll take it. We'll take that shit all day. Now, clearing that one out, again, the other one that I really liked here was my guy, Juicy J. And not only that, I like Juicy J to get it done here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Juicy J to get it done. TKO, KO, DQ, or submission. Plus 500 on it on the flat odds. Yeah, I'm still playing with house money, so I think I'm going to put 2 units on that. Fuck it. That'll be my single staker of the week. And then looking at underdogs. Now we're going to actually have some fun here. Nano, have you looked at underdogs for the week, my guy?
Have not, brother. I'll have to dive in there at some point.
Yeah, man. So, let's see here. I wish there was a way to hide like all my account information in just a portion of the screen. Can I do that? No. I'm gonna have to figure that out. That'd be cool. Oh, you know what? Hold on. No, that doesn't work. Oh, it does work that way. Okay. I think this will work. I'm just gonna boom. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Next time, we'll test it out.
next time. So anyways, looking at the odds that we do have on underdogs, we do have some really solid, juicy odds here. So just looking through the fights, I know one of the people that you really liked was Drew Dober, right?
Yeah.
So let's build an MMAnomaly and Jive Turkey Nano fucking massive pick together. Okay, so for Drew Dober, let's talk about this. Do you like the fight to go over or under 7.5 minutes? Or would you rather stake it on significant strike count?
Ooh.
The number on significant strike count is over under 33.5.
Significant strikes 33.5 for the whole fight.
Yeah, for Drew Dober.
Oh, for Drew Dober. Oh,
yeah.
I feel better about the over 7.5 minutes if I. Oh man, that feels a little safer. I do like Dober over as well, but I think that fight. I mean, they're gonna be swinging, banging. Dober, it's tough to put him out. He obviously can be put out, but he's pretty freaking durable for the most part. And John Silva
absolutely.
too, same thing. He's a tough, heavy son of a gun. I think it's going to take
Tough out.
Yeah,
It's a tough out. Now, question lies. Joshua Van is another person you're pretty high on, yeah?
Yeah, I know you're the other side of that coin,
But that's okay. We don't have to bet on him winning. We can
Yeah.
we can come to a conclusion here. So we have the takedown prop. Does he land more than 1.5 takedowns? So he just has to hit a second takedown. And that's a 1.1x multiplier.
Yeah.
So against Kevin Borjas, he got 2 for 4. Against Zhalgas Zhumagulov, he went 0 for 2. Those are his 2 UFC outings.
Yeah.
Now, the Zhumagulov one was earlier, so the more recent one, he did hit 2 takedowns.
I don't like
That was
it.
in November.
Charles Johnson's a tough.
That's the issue, is I don't think he hits a takedown on Charles.
Nah, I don't think so.
So we could hit lower and get 0.9x multiplier.
So almost
I don't think he hits 2 takedowns on him, if I'm being honest. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah?
I like it.
If you don't like that, then we can talk fight time. We have the fight time on this one is very interesting on Underdogs. It's 14.99 minutes over or under.
Oh my gosh.
So 14 minutes and 59.9 seconds.
Don't even touch it. They're just saying it's basically gonna be a finish.
They're saying, I mean, you can get the under for 2x multiplier. The over is 0.65x multiplier. But we're going like 7 picks in on this. We're gonna do a fun one. Win or lose, it's just gonna be like an easy, like a low income one. Or high income but low output.
Low stakes, yeah.
We're gonna put like a fifth of a unit or like something like that on it.
Yeah. No, I mean, we could stick with our gut and maybe do the under 2, but there are some
under 2 takedowns.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Did that just change? It just changed.
Oh shit!
It went up. It got better.
Nice.
So it went from 0.65 to 0.9.
Hey,
we'll take that all day. That's almost even money. Cool. Yeah, we'll take that all day. Okay, Rose Namajunas. Let's see. This one's interesting too. Do we think that fight ends in a finish, or do we think it goes the distance?
The main event, Thug.
Yeah. So Tracy has only ever had 2 finishes in her entire career.
Yeah, I feel like that's usually decision.
And Rose has gone to decision
probably most of the time. She has some finishes, but
I mean, she beat Zhang Weili with that first round head kick, but other than that, it's been a lot of decisions.
The Tracy's pretty durable. I would probably just go.
Yeah, I mean, Rose has had 1 finish on her side since 2018.
Yeah.
So it's the reason I asked if you think it'd be a finish is because the time on this one is over 24.99.
Oh, jeez.
Or under. And the over is 0.7x. The under is 1.75x.
It's basically you're betting for a decision, I guess, because there's no
essentially, yeah. I mean, you're betting for decision.
There's no half a round or anything.
If you're not confident that we could skip that one.
No, I like that one. I mean, I think because we did end up picking on, like, you went Tracy on that one, right? Or maybe just for shot purposes. So yeah, we can come together on it. I assume it's going to be a decision, to be honest with you. So I think
decision too.
Yeah.
And we'll do the flex on this one, so that way, even if we get 2 or 3, like if we get like 1 or 2 wrong, we'll still make money. All right, moving on. Yazidavich, just we don't think it's the finish, right?
Yazidavich.
You never know. I mean, with someone making their debut, it's tough to really have a good gauge of what to expect. Rooting for it, yes, but to put it in the parlay, I don't know. That's tough.
We both went with Brundage, yeah.
Yeah.
Over
yeah.
Abdul Razak Al Hassan.
I was trying to think of the name. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so if we both went with him, let's talk Brundage. Let's talk Brundage brass tacks. Zachary Reese, he landed. Okay, so they're significantly downplaying his strikes. This poor guy. So, I was like, dude, this is the lowest significant strike over under I've ever seen on underdogs in my life. Under or over 13.5 significant strikes for Brundage.
Jeez.
And I'm like, that seems very rude. So then I look up his previous fights. Bo Nickel, he landed 4 significant strikes. Zachary Reese, which he won and finished the fight, he landed 9. Jacob Malkoun, he landed 2. And Cedric Dumas, he landed 3. If we go back to 2022, against Oleksiejczyk, he landed 0. And against Tresean Gore, he landed 15. So last time he landed more than 12.5 significant or 13.5 significant strikes was in July of 2022 against a grappler. He is fighting another guy that I think is probably going to try and grapple with him. I could see him actually getting the higher significant strikes on this one.
Yeah.
But hold up. Over 1.5 takedowns is a 1.1x multiplier.
I like it.
I like that better. I think Cody gets 2 takedowns.
He's gonna be shooting for him with a striker like that.
I think so. Do we like that?
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Beautiful. I love it.
I love it.
All right, so then we have Damon Blackshear coming in against This Is How We Do It. Let's see here. Oh, Blackshear is going to be going for takedowns, right?
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Or just jumping on his back, too, I guess, because he's willing to tussle on the ground.
Let's see what his takedown stats are. So against Mario Bautista, he got 4 for 7 in a fight he lost. Against Jose Johnson, he got 2 for 4. And against Youssef Salah, he went 1 for 5. Do we think he gets more than 2 or more than 1?
I mean, he definitely could. I just, if you think it's gonna go down, we both feel like it might be. Well, obviously different winners. I think, right? You went with.
We picked different winners. Yeah, I went Montel.
Yeah.
I think Montel knocks him out, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I do think Damon will get takedowns.
Yeah.
It's just tough. We don't have to pick on that one either.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we do that. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I will agree with you. Muslim Salikov. Do we think he goes for takedowns? No. Do we think the king of Kung Fu is going to go for takedowns?
It's far-fetched.
I mean, he is fighting out of Russia.
Well, true. He's got it. It's part of the.
I mean, it's in his genetics at this point.
Yeah, it's part of the curriculum. The other choice.
Bounce around.
Yeah,
Bounce around a little bit. Josh Fremd. We both like Josh Fremd, right?
Yeah, I do like Frem. It's a close matchup, but I do like Frem.
All right, so the way we could do fantasy point bet on him. I don't know if he gets a finish. And I don't know how I feel about 34.5 significant strikes. He's never landed that in the UFC.
Are the fantasy points pretty high then? I don't know. I'd be curious.
Fantasy points are 39.55. The way that it works are significant strikes count as a half a point. So every 2 significant strikes counts as 1 point. Every takedown counts as 5. And then every submission attempt counts as 4. Every knockdown counts as 10. And then based on when you win, like if he wins in the first round, he instantly hits because it's 50 points. If he wins, essentially if he wins at any point in time, other than a decision win, because it says first round win is 50 points, second round win is 40 points, third round win is 30 points. And the fantasy point breakdown is 39.55 points. If he wins, he's going to get more than 10 points. So as long as he gets a finish, that's guaranteed. If he gets 30 points throughout the fight and then gets a decision, he still hits too on the fantasy points.
That's all in. I don't know. Andre,
there's no multiplier on that one either, though.
Yeah.
So we don't have to.
What about for Luana? Anything for Luana?
For Luana, I did see. I don't have them in order on the desktop, which I fucking hate. So annoying. Okay, here we go. Luana plus 7 more picks for Luana. Good Lord, it's like they watch our Instagram too. So we have an over under on fight time sitting at 11.5 minutes. We have finishes, the over. So you can bet over on any finish, and that gets you 1.05x multiplier. Submission over gets you 1.5x multiplier. Knockout over gets you 2.25x multiplier. 1.5 takedowns, so you can go higher for 0.75. So, I mean, that's a Vegas favorite, obviously.
Yeah, shit.
And then you can hit the under on favorite or on finishes too. Like if you don't think she's going to get a finish, you get 0.95, which is almost even money.
Right.
And then same with takedowns. If you think she's going to get less than 2, that's a multiplier because she's a takedown machine. Yeah, Luana.
Yeah, I think she averages like 1.5 or 1.6 or something like that.
Oh yeah, she hit 2 on Stephanie Egger, and she didn't even attempt 1 on Juliana Miller though.
Yeah, I mean that's a
worrisome.
whole fight. Yeah. I mean
that was a whole. I mean, we say it's a whole fight, but it only lasted 3 minutes. So like she knew she was lighting her up on the feet, and she knew she didn't need to take her down.
Yeah, I'll default.
When she was going against Egger, she defaulted to takedowns because she knew that Egger was actually standing her own ass. Egger actually outlanded her.
Yeah. So whatever you think. I mean, honestly, I feel pretty good about what we got so far, but whatever.
I don't like the Luana Santos takedown one. I'll be honest.
No,
Maria Agapova being like she's Kazakh, but she has that Russian tendency, so I don't love that one. Fuck, I wish we could get like a lower, like a under 1 finish for Maria Agapova. They only have the overs on her though, and it's like massive multipliers. The finish multiplier on Agapova is 3.25. The knockout multiplier is 6x, and the submission multiplier is 5.5x. So it's just it's not probable. We didn't bet on John Silva, or no, we did. We bet on Drew Dober.
I mean, if you like that fight, if you think it's the fight of the night, you could bet on John Silva too, I guess, strikes or whatever it is.
You can't double down on underdogs. You can't bet on both fights.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
It won't let you place like it'll let you add them, but it won't let you place the bet. Oh man, this Juicy J fight is killing me. Let's see, Juicy J in his last couple fights. 0 for 1 takedowns, and he gets the knockout. 0 takedowns, 2 takedowns. 0 for 2 on takedown. Yeah, I'm not going to bet on the takedowns for Juicy J here. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Charles Johnson.
I would say if we don't need to force it, I mean,
no. Like Charles Johnson right now. All right. Right now we have Drew Dober, we have Joshua Van, we have Rose, and we have Cody. We need to add at least like 2 more to make it make money. Can we just throw easy on there? Oh. Does our girl get taken down very often at all? I don't think so, right? Does
Yes,
Jasmine
Davitage.
get taken down very often? Because we can hit the under on that. Let's see. She got zero takedowns against her in her last fight. Tracy Cortez went 0 for 1 on takedowns over her. Miranda Maverick went 0 for 3 on takedowns over her. I'm liking what I'm seeing, bro. Natalia Silva hit 2 for 3 on her, though. I like lower than 1.5 takedowns for Fatima Klein.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Less than 2 takedowns on our girl?
That sounds good to me.
And then for the C-Rod fight against Juicy J, do you think that C-Rod gets a finish or?
No, I don't think so.
So you think it goes the distance? Or hold on, you said you don't think he gets a finish?
I do not think it'll be a finish. Do not. I think it will pop. I think it will go to the distance.
So I'm going to do C-Rod lower than 1 finish. It's easy.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Even if C-Rod loses the fight and I'm right, my guy wins, we still hit that. And if C-Rod wins by decision, we hit.
Yeah, he can win too.
It's like double bagging.
I like it.
And we both like Gabriel Bonfim, yeah?
Yeah. Definitely.
And oh man, I like him by submission a lot, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean that's always a good bet, brother.
So we could do submission for 1.2x multiplier, or we could do by finish for 0.85x multiplier. And cover all bases or 2 bases. There's also other venues here. Like we could do fight time on this one too, but it's tough because Bonfim either finishes he could finish at any point in the fight.
Yeah.
And the fight time is 10 minutes. So like it's like, do we think it hits the 3rd round?
I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, whatever you think, brother. Honestly, this head cold's getting me. I think
starting to tap you out.
I just like in terms of like deep thinking right now, like yeah, I mean
I get it, brother. I get it.
Yeah, I've been up since 4. Whatever you think, brother. I'll defer.
This is a tough one. Let me think about this one for one.
And I'm looking through one eye.
My fucking like, guy's falling apart. Look how they massacred my boy.
I'm hanging on by a thread, brother. Yeah, at this point, like it don't even matter to me.
All right, man. All right, we'll lock it down. We'll lock it down. Fuck it. We're gonna go Gabriel Bonfim by finish. Yeah, we're doing Gabriel Bonfim by finish.
Ooh, I like it.
Boom. The bet has been locked. We out here.
I like how no one has pictures except Thug Rose and Tracy.
Bro, I swear on underdogs, it's fucking ridiculous how bad it is.
Oh, Charles Johnson too. Nice. Okay, he has one.
So
like they only get the pretty girls.
Just to let the folks know what we landed on. We got Drew Dober, higher than 7.5 minutes fight time. We got Joshua Van, lower than 1.5 takedowns. We got Rose Namajunas, higher than 24.99 minutes fight time. Cody Brundage, 1.5 takedowns, higher. Got the over on that one. We got Fatima Klein, the under on 1.5 takedowns. C-Rod got getting no finishes. We got Gabriel Bonfim getting some finishes. And what does that do for us? Well, I'll tell you what it does for us. If we get all 7 of those legs correct, it turns 1 unit into 15.9, almost 16 units. If we get 6 correct, it's still going to double our units here. And if we get 5 correct, we basically make like 40% of our unit back. And as they say in Tropic Thunder, if you don't like that, you can suck my unit, Kurt. I'm just kidding. Bad jokes.
Love that. My unit.
So you suck my unit, Kirk Lazarus. One of the all-time greatest movies of all time. So, guys, gals, fight fans of all shapes and sizes, we appreciate you sticking it through with us. We appreciate you hanging out with us, breaking down this UFC Denver card. And more than anything, I appreciate the Jive Turkey himself, Nano, sticking it through with us through thick and thin while this guy's going through the sickness right now. I mean, he
and a busted eye. It's rough out here, brother.
He's got the bird flu right now, man. Glad you made it. And I'm hoping you're feeling a lot better by the time we're back here next week. Folks, if you're new here, if you're old here, if you're somewhere in between, do us a huge favor. It helps with the almighty algorithm. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. And as we like to say here on the MMAnomaly Show, keep on going, keep on growing, folks. We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.